I put my harness on. I keep wanting to reach over here to shift.
So fucking weird.
Power from there like really easily. Like I'm going 90 kilometers an hour and I'm in 4th gear and I'm on like a fairly windy road, and if I just like give it some gas, like I hit 120 and like nothing. It's so nice. What up? It's Matt, Taco Potato Mustang, or Taco Potato EVO, because as you can see, I'm standing next to a 1996 Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution rally car, which this thing is so cool. My friend Jorge just bought this like maybe a month ago, and this thing is like it's basically like a rally car that you can drive on the street. It's got a wing, it's got all the like sponsors, but it's completely street legal here, and it's a car that you can just drive anytime, anywhere. It's pretty incredible. Obviously, since they did not make the Lancer Evolution in the United States until I think 2003, so this is a right-hand drive EVO. That was at some point in the last few years imported from Japan, and this thing, when I say like rally, I mean like look. So like this thing has like full roll cage, everything is manual. I'm not sure about the gearbox. The engine is pretty well sorted out. There's no back seats. It's got like sort of a racing harness for the driver's side seatbelt. The passenger side is just a standard seatbelt. But this thing, it's got the name, like it's got the names of the guys who drove this. Like I don't think it's the actual, like, I don't know if it's actually the actual car that was driven by these guys, or if it's like a kind of a knockoff, but it's obviously like a car that is prepped for some type of rally cross or rally racing. And it's got the mud flaps on the front and back. It's got a giant, well, that's a dragonfly. Hopefully mosquitoes aren't that big. It's we've crushed some dragonflies and mosquitoes on our back road driving here. This thing is just so freaking cool, and it's I probably already mentioned this, but it weighs around 2,700 pounds. It's got about 300 wheel horsepower, which, to give you some context, like my Fox body, I think it weighs around 400 pounds more, and it has probably like 75 less wheel horsepower if I had to guesstimate. So needless to say, this thing would absolutely destroy the Fox body in any kind of race. And it is a lot of fun to drive. Like it just freaking rips. I like rips, shreds. I don't even know. Like I'm running out of descriptive words, because this thing is just so much fun. And I like, oh my god, I don't know. I'm just like geeking out on this thing. It's so cool. Evolution 3. wife, we need to buy one. Look at this, look at the trunk. It's just like wood. This thing is like not attached to anything. No wonder it's making so much noise back here. It's just completely stripped. But this piece of wood still has like Japanese, I'm assuming that this is like an OEM, like either a part or replacement part or something that would normally go over the spare tire. It's so cool that it has like the like Japanese writing, the label. It's got the triangle. There's this, I think Jorge already pointed this out once, but it's got the some sort of writing on the window from either the shipping or like the sale before. And then there's like some type of mirror, almost like a mirror finish tint on the back and on the rear passenger. I mean, it's on both sides, the rear windows. And this you can actually see through it okay. I mean, not on the camera, but like I can see the lack of a back seat. But then here, I can't really see anything. Doesn't have a rear windshield wiper. The only thing that Jorge said is really wrong with it is that it needs, I think there's like a leak in the power steering reservoir, or not power steering, windshield wiper fluid reservoir. So that should be a fairly easy fix. But this thing is like, what, 96? So it's like 20 something, what, 25 years old. And I like, this thing is more fun to drive than like 95% of cars that I've driven. I was telling Jorge this yesterday, like I've driven a newer Nissan GTR on a on like a little makeshift autocross course, and this thing is more fun than that was. And even I would say, even like in terms of the power, I would say this thing feels as fast as a 911 GT3 that I drove. I think it could definitely, at least in the low end, it could probably beat the Dude Stang pretty substantially. This thing freaking, maybe it just feels faster than it is, but this thing rips. It is so quick, and you could just have it in like third or fourth gear and just like, and just kind of like, I wouldn't say stomp on it, but just like give it a little bit more gas, and the boost really kicks in, and it's, oh my god, it's awesome. And it's on like ice edge snow tires, so we're trying not to go too crazy on the back roads, but man, this thing is so cool. So cool. Okay, so as noted previously, assuming that I made 2 videos out of this, this is my first time driving a right-hand drive car. And the 2 weirdest things about driving this car, one, I didn't notice as much yesterday, but I have to comment on it because my right arm and my left arm are tired, but for different reasons. My left arm is tired because I'm using it to shift, and my right arm is tired because it's up. And normally my right hand, even when I'm driving the Subaru, my right hand is down here on the shifter or just like on my leg or something, and my left hand is used to being up on the steering wheel. And the other thing is, and I already did this like probably 5 or 6 times, is every time I need to turn, I go to hit the turn signal and I hit the windshield wiper button. So my windshield wipers are constantly going off. And then even the turn signal, you're just like, you think you're gonna go to turn left, and you have to like think about it before you do it. I don't know, it's just very weird. But man, this car is so fun. Oh my god. Are you gonna record me getting out? Keep in mind that I'm 6'5". Okay. Yeah. Ingress and egress is not ideal, but once you're in it, it's not too bad. Such a cool car. Now it's Issa's turn to drive the Lancer EVO 3. How do you feel?
Weird. My left hand is not strong enough to take the
Emergency brake? I'm in the middle of nowhere in backwoods, Louisiana. Hopefully I don't get murdered or eaten by a bear. I don't even know if they have bears in Louisiana. Here comes Issa. What did you say?
Maybe we do need one. Pretty fun. I need a turbocharged car. Oh, this thing is awesome. What up? It's the next day and we're gonna leave this part of Louisiana soon, but I gotta drive the EVO again. I need to. I have to. One more time. Yes. So here we have the legendary, iconic, whatever you want to call it, 4G63. If you're familiar with DSMs, you know that this is generally the same engine that's been used in EVOs, Eclipses, Talons. I think wasn't there another car that was made?
The
Colt
in Europe, and
the Plymouth Laser too.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there was a Plymouth Laser that also used a 4G63. And this thing, it looks stock, right? But it's got some sort of I imagine this is to do with rally racing, like the cover over the exhaust manifold.
Right. And you know, So this thing is iron block, and you know, for the longest time, people did pimp these out. You know, there are 1,000+ horsepower
I'm
EVOs
sure.
out there.
Yeah.
People like to say this is the OG because the EVO 10 was the one to come out with a aluminum block. And even though I personally think it performs just as good, if not even better, you know, Mitsubishi pulled out of the U.S. market, and well, they pulled out of the market really.
Mitsubishi crushed all of our hopes and dreams.
Yeah, but this is pretty much all OG stuff, and I guess the only like recent thing might be that Cusco, like
the strut
the
tower
strut bar.
brace.
Yeah.
The battery looks super tiny. I just noticed.
Yeah. So I hope that battery doesn't run out in you know, soon enough, because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to easily find one of these at, you know, AutoZone, O'Reilly, whatever.
I mean, I think based on the size of the battery, like casing, you might be able to fit something a little bit bigger, but you might have to find something as far as like a cover, maybe something a little bit like wider or taller.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. It's a learning process with this. Same with, you know, getting the right oil filters and you know, knowing what the right oil is. It does come with 5W30 stock.
Okay.
But since that was manufactured for, you know, a country where you had tons of snow and cold weather, I'm actually going to go ahead and get some 10W30 for, you know, this is Louisiana. We don't have snow. We don't have that much colder weather, so a little bit of more viscosity might be better for the car.
Perfect. It's kind of hard to see, but this thing has like a under what do you call it?
It's an underbody.
Like an underbody that protects everything, because it's obviously like meant to be rallied. And when we were driving it off-road yesterday, you could hear the rocks and dirt and everything like kicking up on it. And it's super loud, makes you think that you're like braking the car, but it's like, obviously it's meant to like handle that shit. So yeah. Oh dude, I freaking love this car. It's so sick. Okay, so tell me again about the
So Tommy Mäkinen, he was like one of the legends of rally in the mid '90s. This is like the, you know, the Michael Schumacher of rally back then. This was actually the first. So Mitsubishi, of course, is a Japanese company, so they manufacture a couple, you know, a fleet of cars for the drivers to drive. So this would be left-hand drive, because, you know, they race in Europe, mostly in countries, you know, left-hand drive countries. And then they manufacture like a couple of right-hand drives, but it's the same specs, same livery, same everything. And this is one of the few Japanese, you know, units that, you know, we were able to get our hands on. But this is pretty much the same car that raced in Sweden, the Swedish rally, the 1996 Swedish rally. This is actually the very first victory for Tommy Mäkinen, and then he went on to win like 4 WRC championships back to back. So this was kind of like the car that started it all for him.
Okay.
So you would say it's kind of like the Michael Schumacher's like Benetton, Renault, something like that.
And the drivers that are listed, this is from this. These are the guys that drove for Swedish rally.
And so Tommy Mäkinen and Harjanne, his co-pilot, and you know, if you guys don't know much about like rallying, the co-pilot is just as important as the pilot. He's a dude, like, he's holding a notebook and he's just like yelling, like, you know, like the pace notes, like, you know, and they, you know, they tell you things like, you know, there's a curve ahead, so much angle, so much speed you got to put into it. And if they mess up with that, like literally you're upside down in a ditch. So it's just as important.
Oh man. So this car is like, I feel like we haven't stressed this enough. This is like one in like what, 6?
Yeah.
Like maybe.
These are very limited batches. I understand there is one in a museum somewhere in England.
Okay, we got to go to that museum. I'm gonna get that one. I gotta have one.
But again, these are like 30-year-old cars.
30-year-old cars that drive more fun than some many brand new cars.
Yeah. So I guess this is a millennials edition of like classic cars. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we just love to take it on the road, and you know, instead of saying, "Oh, there's nothing like a naturally aspirated engine."
Oh, dude,
it's like,
bullshit.
There's nothing like a JDM turbo, man.
Bullshit. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm gonna go home and drive both my Mustangs and be like, fuck, I need an Evo. Oh god, I love this car. Now I just need some like laser music. Back at the Evo. Can't remember if I showed this already, but look at these seat belts, harnesses. Took a little getting used to, but they're pretty cool actually. We're still somewhere in the ocean in Japan, according to the GPS, on this Eclipse Audio. Alright, I gotta drive this thing again. This little air conditioning, manual air conditioning vent works pretty well. Nice. Driving the Evo, driving the Evo. This shit is super fucking fun. Yes. Listen to the blow-off valve. Just kidding. Just kidding. It accelerated too fast and the foam went flying. I don't think I've mentioned this a lot of times so far, but I fucking love driving this car. Ugh. We just covered the Evo back up. Just got done taking it for another drive. And my final thoughts are obviously, fuck, I need one of these things. Like, the only thing I was just telling Jorge, the only complaint that I have is that I'm probably too fat for the Recaros, because I get a little soreness on my hip and my butt when I've been sitting in it for a while. But when you put it in third, like when you downshift, put it in third and just rip, you don't even think about it. It's just, oh my god, this is an awesome car. If you ever get a chance to own any sort of like rally JDM car for a reasonable price, you should absolutely buy it. Oh, dude, Taco Potato Evo. Might have to change the name of the channel. Might have to get my own Evo at some point. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you like my video. Peace out.